Welcome, 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 everybody.
Hello.
Uh, welcome. I just finished my intro today. I finished it today, so don't go too hard on me. It's first time learning process here to do the damn intro. I had to learn the damn software myself, so it was a couple hours of learning the software myself, and then a couple hours of putting it all together, finding the right music. And so when I got off with you guys earlier, I sat down at probably like 5:30 ish to finish it. I had started it, was like 2 hours on the phone with my friend, finished it today. So I was like, ooh, excited. I'm gonna play it. Let's see what people think. And maybe if other people come in later, we'll play it again so they can see it. But it was creepy. It's supposed to be creepy. There was no old one. We didn't have an old one. That's my very first one. I had to make it myself because other people were like did not know how to do it. Were like they have a lot of other stuff to do, so they haven't had time to do one for me. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to figure it out on my own and I'm going to make one. Like I'm going to figure it all out. So I did that for a few hours and I figured it all out. Can you not stretch your arms in my camera, please, ma'am? Thank you. Yeah. So the case, the puppy jacket. Yeah. So yes, you didn't get a notification. Yeah. I don't know why. You should have, because it's been set since I think I set it at like, I don't say 4:30 or 5:30. I set it for 7:30. So, but it's my first intro, so I'm not gonna say I'm pretty proud of myself on the way I was able to put it together. Obviously there's like, different like stuff I could have done that I have to figure out how to do. And there were two pieces of it I took out because the music didn't match and it wasn't long. Like there was too much video, not enough music. So, yeah, I know, right? Producer, ma'am, you are a bit young to be in this, ma'am. You're Mrs. Producer, ma'am. Are you producing my show over here?
Yeah. 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 No.
Silly. She's silly.
No.
Okay, so yeah. So don't kill me over the intro. It's as best as I could do to get an intro on this show, on this platform, because we didn't have one before. Okay. Go watch your show. Yep, go watch your show.
Yeah.
So that's that. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Yeah, for real. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Will not stop ringing today. It's on like ring, 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 ring mode. Nobody wants to see my wallet. Nobody wants that. Okay, so let me turn my volume down on my phone because otherwise that's all you guys are gonna hear is ding, a ding, a ding, a ding, a ding.
A ding.
A ding.
Boom.
Yep, every 5 seconds. Okay.
A ding. A ding.
So if you're gonna call me or text me during this, you might want to just like tell me I'm gonna leave it on like vibrate, but if you are texting me, although I'll check donations and stuff so I can read off the things, but just remind me if you're texting me and tell me you're texting me, because otherwise I'm not going to see it right away. Okay. All right. So I got like a list of things. Wait, hold on. Let me get at my book here of rumors, of crap rumors and lies that we've talked about some of them to dispel them, but there's so many when it comes to this case that it's kind of hard to keep up with at this point. And if there's any you guys think about from the beginning, like let me know in the comments. Like, oh, well, true. It's true, since I'm here and you're here.
What are you
True.
saying, Mommy?
You can't read, honey. I'm talking to people in their comments. They're commenting to me and I get to talk back to them.
I could read at school. And I could read.
Yeah, this is difficult reading. This is adult reading. Okay. All right. So I wanted to talk about, first of all, okay, I've said this 72 times, but I'm going to say it another 72 times. Brian and Nicole Albert went to John O'Keefe's funeral, right? Like, he did that. He went to that. So, like, this whole theory that Turtle Douche has thrown out about, I didn't even go to the funeral. They did, Captain Genius. They did. They absolutely 100% went to the funeral. So that would be a bold-faced lie. Like, no, it's not flipped. That's the thing. Okay, so it's not that the camera is flipped. A mirror image. Okay, for instance, right? Watch. I wrote an F on a paper.
Oh.
To you guys, you see it backwards, right? If I mirror the image, the F will be the other way.
Yes.
That's all that it'll do. The F will be the other way. Or my right will be my left. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if I hold it over here, it'll be over here. Like, that's it. That's all the difference is if you mirror the image. Like, so, I mean, there's no big deal in it being mirrored. Like, so you can, when you download a video, you can choose to click the button to mirror the image. And sometimes I'll mirror it or unmirror it so that people can read what's behind me. If I ever have, like, I've had things on TikTok behind me. So you either mirror or unmirror so that they can read it. So you don't have to write it backwards, right? Like, so you'll just hit mirror. So you're mirroring the image so that the words will be the right way. Like, so it really, mirroring the image doesn't make the video any different than what it is. That's still the video. There's nothing, all the things that happened in that video still happened in that video. The only thing you would be mirroring is like words, letters, rights and lefts, like, and that's only if it's dead on. Like, so mirroring the image doesn't change what happened in the video, not even a little bit. Like, so because people are dumb and people don't know what they're talking about. That's the best way I can answer that for you, love, is people don't know what they're talking about. That's why they're freaking out about it, because Alan Jackson made it sound nefarious, and people who don't know tech or don't know video editing or don't know streaming or any of that kind of stuff wouldn't really know what mirroring is. So, like, they make it seem like it's something terrible and awful and nefarious when it's not. That's the best way that I can describe it to you, because there's literally nothing wrong with them mirror or not. So what I'm guessing is when it was downloaded onto the USB drive for them, parts of the video were mirrored. Somebody clicked a button and then somebody probably forgot to unclick the button or click the button on one of the parts of it because they probably had to do it in multiple parts. I'm guessing that's what happened. Nothing nefarious happened with the video. There's nothing that can be changed over mirroring a video. Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't know why they don't get that either. It's like, wait, what? What? Because they don't know what they're talking about. It's that simple. They just don't know what they're talking about. Like, yeah, no, it doesn't. So that's the thing. It's like, once again, we're talking about, listen, we're talking about people who still buy into 150-person conspiracy even after they were told that the taillight was on top of the snow, that they didn't secure the scene. They did try to secure the scene. That Brian and Nicole Albert didn't go to the funeral. That Colin was in the house. That there was missing Sally Portman library video. That there was steps that John did at Fairview. That the death certificate had been changed because it's nefarious. And none of those things, not a single one of those things are true. Not a single one. There is. They have the footage from the other camera. They've showed the footage from the other camera. So, like, that's the thing. that's the thing. Like, Vinny should know better. And I'm hoping that, Julie from Court TV, teach him, Kimosabi, what mirroring means. Because if he doesn't at this point, I think he's just playing a game. Like, There's no wow. What's wow? What is he wowing? Like, he knows exactly what it means. So to act like he doesn't is kind of like, bro, you might be a boomer, but you're not a boomer. Like, come on, guy. Like, first of all, let me make something very clear. Their death certificate was given to the family right away because they had to deal with a custody issue of 2 minor children immediately. So they were given one right away so that they could deal with that issue. Then, when they had finished doing everything and they could change whatever they needed to like change for the end of the investigation, and they could change like cause or whatever, then they gave them the other one. There was nothing nefarious. They didn't do it to be creepy. They literally gave the family one right away because they had to deal with a custody issue of minor children immediately. Like, that oftentimes happens. Like, that's not something that doesn't happen. That's something that happens when there's minor children involved that have to have a custody switched over to a different family member right away. You know, it doesn't always happen because usually there's another parent or like, you know what I mean? But if there isn't, like there wasn't in this case, John was their only guardian and he is gone. They need something to show the court that he is gone that can prove that custody needs to be changed over. And so that is why they got one very early on, very quickly for the children. Like, just stupid. Yeah. Shocker. Somebody also apparently named themselves after a fan. After the fan. Yeah, they did. They did. They really did. Hey, Kathy. So yeah, Colin wasn't in the house. There was no dog DNA. They did try to secure the scene. The taillight was not on top of the snow. The death certificate was not nefarious in any way. And they didn't do steps inside Fairview. Those steps from John's phone were taken before they ever arrived outside Fairview. So unless he was doing a step counter in the car and he was somehow ghosting in the car up and down, no, there was no steps at Fairview. His phone never moved from the yard. The GPS is right here for about 3 seconds sometime in the night. It huddles over the house for 3 seconds and goes back to where he was in the yard. So basically, like, the GPS signal, like, lost for 3 seconds, went over the house, came back. So for 3 seconds. So unless you're going to tell me that he got dragged down the basement, bit by a dog, beaten up, hit in the back of the head, and thrown outside in 3 seconds, then he was never in that house. Never. Not once. Not ever. How many people were today's years old when they missed my new intro? Because I do want everyone to see it. Because, like, I need people who actually, like, edit videos to tell me, like, what they think I can do to improve it. Because this is my very first one. My very first intro. And, like, yes, I'm very proud of it. But I also need my critiques from people who actually, like, know what they're doing. Like this, I had to teach myself how to use the software, and then I had to teach myself how to do it. And like, I did the best I could, right? Like the best I could. Just doing the best I can. Oh crap, I forgot to send links out. You didn't see it. I'm going to have to play it for the people who didn't see it because there's like 50% more people than there was. Well, listen, this is my first one ever. Like literally first one ever. I didn't even send links out to people because that's how my brain is right now. I'll do that now. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Come on, computer. Go with me here. Okay. Okay. Done that. That's done. Okay, those went out to the usual suspects. Okay, I'll play it for the people who didn't see it. Real quick. You tell me what you think, okay? Tell me what you think. All right. There you have it, folks. There it is. My first one. So don't kill me over it. But I went through so many songs to find the stupid song that I wanted. Like, legit. Like, I went through so many. I was like, nope, not creepy enough. Nope, nope, not creepy enough. Nope, not my style. Nope, not creepy enough. Like, I went through so many of them to find the right one that I wanted. Like, oh man. Yeah, it was very creepy. It was very that's I mean, when I listened to the whole thing, I was like, "Oh, this is it." But then what I had to do was my intro was like a little bit longer than like the music itself, so I had to trim down and make it fit. So it fits perfect. But I was like, "Damn, like I pat myself on the back. I did a pretty good job for my first one. Like this is my very first one. And I had to learn how to do it all by myself and to get help from anyone. So yeah, it's pretty good, right? Like, I mean, I wanted it that long on purpose. I wanted it that long on purpose because I'm one of those people who's behind the scenes, like still doing stuff as I'm trying to like, and I'm like trying not to be late. Like I really wanted it even longer than that. I really wanted like close to like 5 minutes so it would continue playing right before I came live. But I wanted something a little longer on purpose. So it's about 2 minutes and 8 seconds or something like that. But I wanted it longer for a reason because I'm one of those people who are still writing shit down and I'm still like looking like still talking on the like to a source or I'm still confirming information or I'm still reading through my FOIA email. Like I'm still doing stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I was on the phone with Mary when I was doing the end of this, like adding the music to it, and like asked Mary how many damn songs we listened to. Probably a ridiculous amount. Like we're just like, nope, not that one. I was like, nope, not not that one. Sorry, Mary. Nope, not this one. Like, not a good one. Some people have like 10-minute intros. Good between like, yeah, yep, yep that yeah, some people have like 10, 15, half hour, like for it to get like I figured, I wanted like 5, but I did 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Like it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Me and Mary were on the phone. Like, I'm like, nope, not this music. Nope, I don't like this one. Like, and by the way, purely on accident, did the beat absolutely drop when the last pin went into the leg of the doll. And then I transitioned the last 2 videos and then it like moved the music away from that. So I had to untransition them so that it would at the same time, but it was completely on accident that happened. So, and then I accidentally almost like ruined it by trying to use a different transition on them. So I undid it. But like, yeah, I think it's a, decent. Yeah, see, like I liked them longer. 4 or 5 minutes I probably would have preferred. But like there was no music that was like 4 or 5 minutes. Everything was like between 30 seconds and 3.5 minutes. And like the ones that were like 3.5 minutes were like not something I was looking for. Like it just wasn't. Like, so I'm also gonna have to make an outro. It's really just gonna be probably the same thing. And then thanks for joining. Like I'll just probably use this one for now, even though it'll still say welcome at the end. It'll just mean sayonara. Like, but still, I can help you make a new one, dude. This was like not that hard. I promise you. Like it took a little bit of learning, but like once you know it, it's not that hard. I can totally help you. But also it depends, I think, on what you want, right? Like different things that you can pick from. And so yeah, I mean, pretty good. Yeah, see, I love when people use like original music of people that they like know who sang the song or something. I think that's pretty awesome. Like that's definitely pretty awesome. Like, all right, so yes, but still, I still will take any critiques anybody has because I want to get better, right? Like I want, and with anything that I do, I want to learn, I want to get better, I want to figure it out, right? So I think that's pretty good for now, so that I have something because I didn't have something before. And I was like, I'm just missing this intro. Like, I really need an intro. Like, so I spent the time to do it. I did it. I pat myself on the back. It's pretty good. But I still want to get better. I want to do better. So if you got any tips or tricks or something I should change for like to make it better, you just tell me. You let me know. You can email me at twistedtragedies3@gmail.com. I appreciate it. All right. So let's go to, hold on. Oh, crap. All right, we're going to pull up some of today's stuff. Hold on. Okay. Go to Court TV because that's the best way we can find it, because there's something that I want to play that I found really funny from today's testimony. Oh, is this it? Nope. Where's their little things? You know, they make it difficult to go back to find something that they just, oh, here we go. I found it. Fanny the fan. It's called Fanny the fan. Oh, have fun, voice. Have fun, girly. All right, let me get this. Hold on. Okay. Let me undo. I have it on like mute right now because nobody wants to listen to their nonsense commercials. Hold on. I gotta move my table down a little, and then like because the way it's like is right now is too high. All right, skip all this crap here. Fanny the fan, everyone. It's Fanny the fan. That's what we're calling her. We're calling her Fanny. All right, first, let me make this full screen here. Then let me skip along here. Oh, and we'll go over the motion too. The motion that was filed. Let me write it down because otherwise I will forget. But I will go over the motion for Monday from the Commonwealth. Just so everybody understands like what it means. Okay. We'll go over that. Just give me a second. All right. Buchanan. Let me see.
We're missing and could be of evidentiary value and aid in the in the investigation.
And with respect to going to 34 Fairview Road, what, if any, tools or what, if anything, did you bring with you, you and the other troopers, in regard to conducting that secondary search?
I requested the troopers bring shovels, rakes, anything like gardening items that would help them to
Shovels, rake.
dig through the snow and locate any missing items.
And as far as the temperature change that you're talking about, how precipitous a change are we talking about?
The temperatures went above freezing, so the snow did begin to melt, and it was significantly warmer compared to the 18 degrees the night of the incident.
Now, you mentioned items of evidentiary value that you had learned of and were looking for. What, if any, clothing items were you looking for specifically on February 3rd?
We were specifically looking for Mr. O'Keefe's baseball cap.
Mine too, Gavin.
And in addition to yourself, Trooper Proctor and Trooper DeChico,
wait.
if anyone else.
He said he was looking for a what? A baseball cap, everyone. He was looking for a baseball cap. Okay. The mysterious baseball cap that was not missing. The mysterious belt that was not missing. The mysterious shoe that was not missing this entire time. That everyone said, where's the belt? It's like, where's the beef? Where's the belt? Where's the shoe? Where's the hat? It's all missing. No, it's freaking not. So, back to Buchanan.
Did you notify who, if anyone, from any other unit within the state police responded that day as well?
We requested the assistance of the Crime Scene Services section of the Massachusetts State Police, and Trooper Evan Brent showed up to assist us with documentation of the location and the evidence that we were hopefully going to find.
And from those, Trooper Brent arrived and took photographs, is that correct?
That's correct.
And when was it that Trooper Brent arrived in relation to your arrival?
I believe he was already present when we pulled up, but I'm not sure to his exact time of arrival.
And with regard to that day, what, if anything, in general terms, what, if anything, were you able to locate and where was it, generally speaking?
We located Mr. O'Keefe's baseball hat. We located a drinking straw from a cocktail glass. We located items of plastic, colored plastic, and other shards of colored plastic at the location. All those items were located on the grass portion of the yard near the flagpole at 34 Fairview Road.
And Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. See? What was that he said? Oh, he said, we found his baseball cap and a drinking straw from a cocktail glass. And plastic pieces, colored plastic pieces from the snow. They weren't floating on top of the snow? Sergeant Buchanan? Oh, they weren't. Wow. You see that, folks? They weren't floating on top of the snow. They actually, in real life, had what they call shovels, everyone. What's that hand called from the movie? Thing. I have a thing on my shoulder. Hello, thing.
Oh, well, what a cute little thing.
Thing. I don't know if they're trying to spin it. I would really hope that they wouldn't be that stupid, but I mean, they've spun a lot of things that were awfully stupid, so I don't know. It's plausible. It's very plausible.
They're spinning a lot of things. I mean, did you guys know that the governor of Massachusetts was part of the conspiracy?
Oh, did she make it to that now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, I was apparently named as part of the conspiracy at some point too, so I mean, what? Like, you can't be a part of a conspiracy of people you don't know at the time of the conspiracy.
Right.
People you've never heard of or talked to a day in your life when the conspiracy happened. It's not plausible or possible. Also, I have cell phone records that show where I was home. So,
Who's talking?
you.
No. That person that has really cute little hand.
You.
No, not that.
Go watch your show that you was watching, please.
Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious. Okay. Dude, you think your kiddos are always wanting to eat? Mine too. Mine too. Mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, give me a snack. Mommy, can I have a snack? Mommy, can I have a snack? All right, thing. I'm going to need some space here, thing. Yeah, so, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they were trying to spin it. Come on. If they were trying to spin it, I would not be shocked because, like, how are they going to explain away all of this nonsense? Like, how? How are they going to? I really don't know. Give me 1 second, guys, to get my little boob.
Oh, hey. I'm alone.
You're not alone. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
my little one just kind of being a pain in the bum.
Oh, that's fine.
You can't be in
Say-
the video.
You guys talking about food and snacks? My grand queen, at least once a day, knocks on my office door and says, Momo, trick or treat.
Trick or treat. That's so cute.
Trick or treat,
Yeah.
smell my feet. Give me something good to eat.
And if I don't have candy or fruit snacks or Little Debbie or something, uh-oh,
Yeah, I'm
there's
gonna
hell to pay. There's one angry 4-year-old.
I like fruit snacks.
So does her father, which is why they're in my office and not his.
Hey, what's up? How's it
Hey.
going?
Mommy.
Yeah, so
Hey,
I
B.
mean,
Tim.
for me, I'm just like, wow. First, it was the death certificate, right? That was the nefarious thing. No, the death certificate was given right away for custody of the children. They had to deal with that. So there goes your first ridiculous lie. The taillight on top of the snow. Wrong. No taillight on top of the snow. that they didn't try to secure the scene, that the scene wasn't secured at all. They did try. The tape just kept flying around, and they're not going to put a tent that's just going to fly around. So like they stayed in the car. They still secured by having an officer there for a while. Like, so okay, we're getting another lie. Colin was in the house. Bigger lie, was not in the house. Brian and Nicole Albert didn't go through and all. Yep, they did. Not that it has anything to do with the conspiracy. But the missing Sally Port library video. Both not missing. Both not a thing. Karen didn't drive by the fucking library. That's why it's not missing. She didn't go past it, so it didn't activate. She went past Fairview again, though. They're gonna have a hell of a time explaining that. Also, did you guys catch B-Tim when you were reading the motion earlier? Did you catch them talking about the key cycles?
Yes, I did.
I did.
You did, right?
I knew that was going to come in because there was motion, pre-motion, that they wanted to bring that in. And I think you need to, like, what do you have to do? Like 200 key cycles or something like that?
200. Yep, 200 to try to erase the data.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how that's going to come in. But honestly, like, the problem is that, that seems like the jury's not going to give a fuck about that. Like, no one's going to give a fuck about the key cycles of a fucking vehicle.
Well, if they can prove that she was doing it to try to delete the accident.
Yeah, but like
that's the point.
But that's like what I'm saying is people are most likely going to want to see like the actual, like blood DNA.
Oh yeah.
Things like that like paints the picture of the scene of the crime.
No, I think without Alex Murdoch's black box, it would have taken more than Bubba to send him to prison.
Yeah.
Because the reason that they nailed him as hard as they did is because the times he gave the officers did not line up with the OnStar information they ended up getting from Chevy.
Yeah. No good.
Yeah, true. I mean, I just think that it's like the jury needs to have a painted picture of how the conspiracy happened or how, you know what I mean? Like, the problem is they don't. I mean, like, I really do want like someone from the free Karen Reed side to jump up and just give me a timeline of what you believe happened.
Hey, they're welcome, but I highly doubt they will.
I mean, like, because I don't know what you are actually talking about. I don't have no clue where someone could have put this stuff there. They keep on bringing up like Nagel didn't see John when passing by.
Doesn't mean he wasn't there.
That's what I'm saying. Or like I had one person in the comment section in Queen Bee. I think it was because I ranted a bit last night. Let me see. What was the comment? It was some individual. Let me see. And they were like, "How did the throw up in the blood end up?" And I'm sorry, I know you kids are
only on his underwear. That one
on his shirt, and it defies gravity. And I'm like sitting here. I'm like, what? Like, this is the type of questions I get.
Head trauma, dude. Head trauma will make you throw up.
No, but he's saying like if he was like, okay, I'll read you the question.
Because projectile vomiting with head wounds is a thing, and that goes up and then has to come back down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this person who I remember we were in a chat. I was with Corrosive and a couple other people, including you, Brian, I believe.
Yes.
And this person just kept on, this Tracy person kept on asking.
Oh, God.
Kept on asking me, and we kept on answering, but yet it's like always something.
She doesn't want the answer. She didn't ask because she wants the answer. She asked just to be aggravating and just say that's not it. Like it's.
And I'm
she
trying
actually want the answer.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually look at the person's comment, but it's gone now. But like the fact is, I sat there, and I'm trying to listen to this person. Okay, there it is, Trisha Miller. Okay, so this is her two questions. First one, serious question. Explain the volume of blood that flowed down the front and back of Officer John O'Keefe's clothes.
Oh my God.
If he was hit and fell backwards unconscious, the blood from his nose would have been down his cheek on the ground. He was standing for a long period of time to get that much blood and vomit on his jacket. The blood and clothes defies gravity based on him being struck by a car and landing on his back, with his phone under his body, all while Jen McCabe was peeking out the window. And then the next one, not to mention Nagel's brother and friends, seeing them drive up, seeing both Karen and John in the car, driving off 5 minutes later, seeing only Karen in the car. And again, Jen McCabe peeking out the window the entire time. Nobody in the entire neighborhood has a ring camera, or they check. Did they check? The library footage disappears. Did the Alberts have ring cameras? The list of reasonable doubt is insane. That person liked their own comment, I'm pretty sure, and only got one person to actually like their comment.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that was the two questions.
Tracy, that sounds like that's going to become
It's a
the
different
is
shoe.
it blue and black or white and gold argument.
The dress, the blue and black or gold. Yep, the dress in gold and white. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that one from Facebook like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's like I sit here and I ask every single time it gets answered. I'm like, listen, how the hell am I going to answer how the blood flew down in the throat on his shirt, on his underwear, if I don't even see where the position in the body is? I don't have an accident reconstruction person. I don't have a medical examiner on the stand. So there's no way I can honestly answer those questions. I can guess.
You can, just like anyone else.
Yeah, I can guess that. So that answers your question, Tracy, if you ever come in. The second thing is the fact is that you stated, explain
Not
why
Tracy, Trisha. Tracy's name's in front of you. Tracy's cool.
Trisha Miller.
There's a couple
Trisha
Tracy's
Miller.
over there that are not so cool.
Trisha Miller. Okay. The next one is like driving off 5 minutes late, like not seeing it. Well, he could have been the other side of the car, whatever. He could have been standing there. Maybe he was throwing up on the side of the car. Who the fuck knows?
You don't know, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell was happening. Nobody in the entire neighborhood has ring cameras, or did they check? I'm pretty sure they went across the street and asked the guy, hey, do you have a ring camera of this? And he said he didn't get any of it.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that happened. So that's one piece of information. The library footage is disappeared. No, it's motion activated.
She didn't drive past there again, sweetie.
Yeah. And did the Alberts have ring cameras? No, I don't think.
No, they did not.
No, they did not.
They did not have ring cameras. They did not.
And the list of reasonable doubt is insane. No, it's not. It's insane doubt. Like Delululand doubt.
Yeah, definitely Delululand doubt.
Delululand doubt, for sure. I mean, you want me to believe that evidence is teleported and transported via space and time? This is not a Doctor Who episode. Okay, We're not. If I see a police box down the block from the fucking McCabe's house, then I'm going to believe that that's a possibility. But until I'm sorry, I'm cursing. I don't know if you can hear it. I forgot your kid was listening. If Doctor Who suddenly appears in the distance,
Doctor freaking Who.
Yeah, then maybe I'll believe your story.
Right. Like, dude, come on, stop it. Like, some of these ridiculous, like, again, like, just like Tracy said, like, now it's a different shoe. Like, no matter what, they move the goalposts.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I seen that. I seen that. Now they're like, oh my God, there's black on the bottom, and it means there's a different shoe. And I'm just sitting here, it's like, guys, okay. Not even Jackson is saying that.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem that I have, is that the defense are not disputing that it's John Shoe. There's no dispute that it is John Shoe. It was John Shoe. It is John Shoe. They know it's John Shoe. They're not even disputing that it's John Shoe.
Yeah. I think it's like kind of insane that they don't even like, I don't even think the defense, I think the defense has, they used to be, they used the media as the mouthpiece for them. And now I think they've lost complete control over their propaganda machine. And it's just not even making sense at this point. They're stating things like the shoe is different, where it's a fact. They're stating, you got some people talking about like the 10 seconds that leaped was when he had the opportunity to break the taillight.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. And I'm like, wait a minute. But like, let's say he magically did break the taillight. And let's say he pulled those pieces out or whatnot. How did he teleport and travel through space and time to the location of Fairview to deposit the pieces
before the CERT team found them?
And I hear very supposedly smart people like the lawyer,
Aiden's already got that.
Okay, thank you. Maybe
Aiden's
I'll-
already got that. He hit the tail light to break off additional additional pieces to go plant. Additionally, that was the tweet today.
So where did the originals come from?
Yeah.
The tweet did not address this. Just
He
that
says
he was
additional.
breaking
So
additional
additional to what she
pieces.
left there?
I think what they're trying to imply is that some of it broke off and was on the location, and they were like, just to make sure we get Karen Reed framed, we got to get more taillight pieces at that location. And so
Right.
See, I couldn't the part that I couldn't get away from when they're showing where each piece and they're starting close in and then zooming out. And over and over and over again, we see that telephone box and that fire hydrant with those pieces right there. And it's like, damn it, he could have hit either one of them.
Yeah. So listen, when I went there, I have pictures of both to see if I could find any nicks, dents, anything like that on them. There is a small little, probably about this big, dent on the fire hydrant up towards the top of it, below the notches, but before, the second part of it, like the top is like this big, and then there's like the bottom of it is like, like that. So at the top part of it, like right down about here-ish, there's like a little notch in the front of it, little dent. But that's all I saw. Nothing. I didn't see anything else. I looked hard. Like,
yeah, and the thing is like, I think there was an interesting depiction. It's from Art of Deduction or something like that. He's a little bit of a cuckoo, but he does sometimes get things right. So if you ever seen him,
I've seen him a couple times.
he does a little kind of weird things, but whatever. Sometimes he gets things right. But I'm just sharing my screen. I wanted to show you, and he does this, which is a very interesting little diagram he has here, which is basically thrown it backwards approximately 3 to 5 feet. John would be thrown backwards at a speed of approximately 997.55 feet per second, 6 feet. It estimates the car is about 6,000 pounds at 22 miles per hour.
Yep.
He's an average height of 19, average height.
6'2", I think.
6'2", and he's about 197 pounds. And you can see like his arm would be at the location of the tail
Where
light.
the tail light is, yeah. We know that already.
And then you say force of mass acceleration, approximately 228,750 pounds of force or something like that.
Yep.
So like you get things like this, and it makes a lot more sense of how it's done. And then I think there's another one. I'll just do it because there was a couple of interesting ones. Actually,
I've seen that he recently was like covering this, and I was like, "Hey, go someone else." You know what I mean? Hey, like somebody else is gonna cover this. Let's do it. Like,
yeah. And then he shows this diagram, which is pretty interesting.
is that the traverse versus the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you notice this side over here, and if it's like the bumper, and he's showing that basically it would be impossible to reach for that location.
Yep.
And I just wonder, like, why is it just random YouTubers are understanding this, but lawyers who have like 6 years worth of college,
listen,
and multiple car accident cases they've sat through, and they cannot figure out the bumper, it goes out further than the tail light. Like
it also just from, if you look at the diagram above, the orientation of the two, where the one is kind of, T-bone to the other, where they're perpendicular. The part of the tail light that's broken is not the part that would have even come closest to John's car. It's the part that was nowhere near it.
Yeah. Right. And the fact is people are not using common sense.
Common sense. Yeah.
Common sense, because it's like this lady's trying now. Karen Reed's like admitting, like, let's go to Boundless Millennial. I was watching Boundless Millennial. Like, did you see the new short by him?
I didn't, but I want to. And by the way, it was LTL, you guys. He must be wearing. So I said to Tracy earlier, I said he must be wearing shoulder pads because, like, that's not his normal stature. He's a very skinny dude. So, like, what was happening there? I don't know, but apparently it was LTL.
Okay, so it was him.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually see him with a hat, and he's not that broad. Doesn't have broad. I've met him, so like he's skinny, like, so he must have been wearing a suit with like shoulder pads.
Now that is a face of being felted.
Oh, absolutely.
That is a felted face. That is the face. I'm stealing that for Kino, by the way. Kino Casino.
To be fair, I have sat in on many trials, not as a YouTuber, just as a human. But I would sit in on a trial as a YouTuber to cover it, just to watch it.
This needs to be
Make a
like
mockery of it.
you need to get this photo from the TV when it goes out and put that on your thumbnail.
Oh my
Like
god,
100%, you need this for your
I'm gonna have to
thumbnail.
have a Boundless send it to me.
You got to ask Boundless, where did you get this timestamp? Because this is our thumbnail from now. This is your thumbnail from now on. Whenever he has a bad day in court, look at that! Look at that
That's a good
1,000 mile. Look at that 1,000 mile stare into the oblivion, contemplating what the fuck happened. This is
Because
yesterday.
he's staring into the abyss of I don't know what the fuck happened. He just got a side order of fuck off and a whole order of fuck yourself.
I couldn't believe this. This is amazing. This is like, what do you think, Brianna?
I think
Is he
I
passing
have
gas?
never I think I have never seen the words dog walked and attorney personified
Oh man.
Oh my God.
until Trooper Everything That Is Right with the God Bless the USA.
I just feel like the song sung like "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
Oh my God, I
It's
love
just
that
playing
song.
in his head while he's contemplating what happened yesterday.
Oh my
And
god,
he's
we're gonna make
walking-
a short like that.
Yeah, and I'm just staring into the like the fucking void of his career.
Oh,
He's
yes.
literally losing a DUI case that he
Oh
must
my
have spent $1 million to fucking be paid to defend. Like, think about this. This is like a simple DUI drunk driver hits a person case. And there's $1 million, there's over probably $1 million spent on the defense and all this propaganda. And he just has such a terrible day. I'm just saying to myself, like, holy fuck. So he plays this. This is the clip.
Do it.
Tail light get damaged. You saw it. I backed up into John's car.
Look at the smile.
Huh.
What is that? Do you notice like that she kind of smiles a little bit?
You didn't back up into John's car, sweetheart. That's not how it broke. Stop it.
And do you like that's what I noticed, but let's play it.
No.
I love him. I love him.
Oh,
Karen, how did
Oh, I
the tail
messed it
light
up,
get
sorry.
damaged? You saw it. I backed up into John's car.
No. He tried it.
So funny. I love him.
Karen, how did the tail light get damaged?
So funny. Like, no,
You saw it.
you
I
didn't.
backed up into John's
You didn't.
car.
I just wanted to play that.
So funny. Like, I can't. Yes, actually something legally can happen to them because there's a decorum that attorneys have to have and they have ethics that they have to follow. I'll tell you one thing about an attorney that's already had some complaints filed against him with the bar, Mr. Bradle. Shame on you. Shame on you. Like, big fat shame.
I feel like Mr. Bradle's gonna have a very bad year this year. I feel like Glaire's gonna have a very bad year, I think, eventually, because they're already digging up into his ass. I mean, like, I already know what's gonna happen with him. I
But
think
how is he
Turtle's
going to get his big groundbreaking First Amendment case in front of the Supreme Court if he doesn't have a bar license?
Now, what did you hear about Bradle, basically? What's the sitch on that
There is
one?
no here, I know. The situation is just that he's an unethical bastard and
Well, we all knew
he
he was a
admitted
snake.
he didn't even realize it, but he's just like Aiden, and he admitted things in court that he had lied previously in court about.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
like a dumbass. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. With that guy, like I always find like these types of lawyers
there's
are
quite
very
a few
slippery.
things that he's done that are provable, and then there are things that he told on himself on. We couldn't prove it at first, and then he so kindly told us in the
Well,
world.
you know what I say, Brianna? Don't self snitch.
Yeah,
Do
well,
not
he
self
does.
snitch. You got to be careful of the self snitching these days, guys. It's bad. But
So-
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Even lawyers self snitch sometimes, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I think like this case, you know, I think as more experts come in, it's going to be interesting. But if this expert witness for this dog bite thing gets thrown out, and the accident reconstruction people get limited, it's I think
I
it's
think
pretty
they'll be
bad.
limited because they're not accident reconstruction people. You can't
Yeah.
have people talk about accident reconstruction that are not accident reconstruction.
Why do you think? Why do you think the defense thought it was a great idea? Why couldn't they find an accident reconstruction?
Gee, I wonder why they couldn't find accident reconstruction. Oh, that's right. Because everyone they talked to were like, "Wait, bro, this matches up. So like, this is what we're gonna say." And they were like,
The
"No,
same
thank you, next."
reason they couldn't find a qualified ME, the same reason why Dr. G is not their expert for
State.
the medical examiner.
Yeah, I mean, like it seems even the person that's going against Celebrite is this rando company that has like 5 followers on fucking Twitter. Last time I checked.
Dumbasses. So stupid. I'm sorry, but you're not going to win against Ian Whiffen, the Celebrite expert, who knows it better than his, anything else. Like that's literally his job. Like,
I mean, if they go in, they prove that the I mean, everyone basically knows, anyone that has a brain, a working frontal lobe, and a working brain, it's been explained why the 227 happened, and that it's going to be explained. I mean,
I've only explained it like what 75 times just with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's explained away already, and it's going to be explained away by a professional. So that's dead, and that's gone. And
Right.
now if they get the accident reconstruction person, an actual one, and it's really good witness, and then they get the medical examiner down, and that's a really good witness. You're donezo. This lady literally admitted like 15 times that she hit this man at the scene. I've never seen such a level of self-snitching in my life. There is no one that has self-snitched as much as this individual.
Tracy, it's the BBO, the Bar Board of Overseers. That's who does it. And there can be charges levied if you committed a crime.
Public statements can be admitted at trial, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So all they have to do to get those interviews in is put the people who interviewed her on the stand.
Yep.
Well, I mean, what's happening is one of the interviews, the Boston one, I believe, is gonna come in, not the Nightline one.
Yes, not the Nightline one, because they couldn't get the unedited footage, I guess.
Oh, okay. They didn't have the Masters Raw anymore.
Yeah, because there were certain things that I think there was agreed upon that was going to be off the record or something.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So that's
So that's the situation that is happening at this moment with that. But it's going to show like consistently that she has changed her testimony
multiple times.
Can you impeach a defense attorney the same way?
I know, right? I mean, they're just such sleazy liars at this point. It's just like, bro, even people who believed them are like really appalled, especially after he was like, the FBI will not allow this travesty to go to trial.
Well, too late for that. I mean, we're almost 2 months into this damn trial, and we're already in there.
Well, it's really bad when the FBI has to like make a statement that night saying like that is false. That was not said. That's not a thing.
Yeah,
that's what happened. Like,
I just think it's just a disastrous situation.
Yeah, you know what? We're on so much dope. How did you know? Like, I mean, you're just a rocket scientist. Let me tell you.
Who's on a dope? Who's on the drug?
Both of you. Which two of us is he talking to?
I don't smoke
Would you
weed.
please, Joe? Would you love to? I would love to have you come on. I would love to have a discussion with Joe. Come on.
Right.
Please.
Right. Never gonna happen.
Okay, Steve says I'm waiting for the ME and accident reconstruction. Yes, I have no idea what happened, where she hit him. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thought process to have, because at the end of the day, I think the major importance, like the most important, in my opinion, the witness is going to be the person who does the accident reconstruction that paints the picture on how he ended up there. Because you have people say, how did the phone end up under him? How did this happen? How
Could have
did his
been a
body
million
end up?
ways. What if
Yeah.
it was in his back pocket?
But we are laymen. I mean, like, we're layman people. Even like Turtle Boy, all these lawyers, we're laymen. We don't understand the facts of how the body can throw itself after being hit by a car. And it'd be nice that an expert comes up. And I think they're slowly building the case. I also love to debate evidence between sides that doesn't come to blows.
That would be great. No, and that would be great.
I myself do tend to think that he was behind it, but more toward the passenger side, like maybe he was just starting to turn toward it. It was his elbow that broke the tail light. I think he had the glass in his hand. I think the dent between the tail light and the glass on the lift gate is the back of his hand.
If anybody's
I
qualified
think
to
the
answer that
glass
question, he
shattered.
is.
I think the glass shattered in the palm of his hand. That's where the cuts came from, and the bruises on the back of his hand. And I think that spun him around, and he hit his head either on the telephone box or the fire hydrant, depending on where he was oriented when he fell.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's going to be very interesting. But I would love to have any one of these people to jump up and to explain themselves, like to just basically explain the timeline of events and explain to me what I'm missing. Because I don't know what I am missing. I mean, everything has the holy turtle boy man and the brilliant true crime detective Glare has told me been completely wrong. They said the belt was missing. The belt was there. They said the shoe was missing. The shoe was found. They said the hat was missing. The hat was found. They said there was 40 minutes missing from the car being seen there, and we see it. We see the Sally Port, the car pulling in. They said that multiple videos were deleted here. It's been found. You know what I mean? Like, they said, like, it's just been one after another, and it just gets to the point, like, guys, when do
I
you
personally don't see any reasonable doubt established through testimony so far with Michael Proctor at all. They kept trying to trick Trooper Yuri today. They kept trying to get him to say that Canton was conflicted out, and he kept saying, no, they were not. They
were only
opted
conflicted
out of interviews.
Out of the interview portion. They because of it's not that there was a conflict, and let's make something very clear here. It's not that there was a conflict. It is that there was a look of a conflict because Kevin Albert works on CPD, but Kelvin Albert had nothing to do with any of this.
And I believe the conversation in the car that I was objected to as hearsay was basically Proctor informing him that he knows someone from that they're about to interview, or know of them, or something like that. They were you know what I mean? So he was basically talking about the possible conflict way early on.
It's not. That's the thing. It's not a conflict. There's a conflict, and then there's a appearance of conflict.
Yeah, that was an appearance.
Conflicted out means that someone above you officially told you you can't do this.
Correct.
Okay.
But they were not conflicted out. They opted out, but only the interviews.
Only the interviews, because in reality, the state police take jurisdiction anyway, but usually the local PD, if it's in their town, still help out in the investigation, which is what they did, except for the interview portion.
Now, can we have
the big deal about the evidence log not existing, between Michael Proctor picking it up and Michael Proctor taking it to the log? The reason there is no, evidence log is because Michael Proctor had possession of it the whole time.
You don't document something.
There's no evidence.
Right.
Yeah,
it
didn't go anywhere.
There's no document of it going out because it didn't go out until then.
It's not hard. Would you love to come up to talk to us, have a nice civil conversation, Mr. I think how you say Saba? Be great. Be wonderful.
Yeah.
Be a highlight of my evening. How's that, sir? Or ma'am? By the way, I found this photo because I like to read sometimes Turtle Boy's little
Did you
like
just
his.
hold on a second? Did you just say that taillights don't shatter into dozens of? Yes, they do. I mean, I don't know who told you that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they do.
yeah, they do.
They
Of course
do.
they do. What do you mean?
I'm sorry. We can show you you can rewind and watch the diagram we showed with the car.
I'm being
not
deceptive.
before.
No, I'm not being deceptive. I'm explaining the difference between a conflict of interest and the appearance of a conflict of interest.
Yeah,
Those are two different things there, sweetheart.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
Two different things. Sorry you didn't know that, but now you do. Those are two different things. They did not. The state police have jurisdiction over homicides. They still helped in this investigation. They just didn't want to do the face-to-face interviews, which they did not do.
From a very real world
They don't
application,
mean the
I
same
guess.
thing. You can be a professional.
Elected
They don't mean the same
Okay.
thing.
So
elected officials don't have to recuse
Nope.
unless they are told to do so by the
Okay.
mayor or the governor.
I'm going to read.
But they can
Yeah,
if they want to.
I'm going to read the definition, and this is it says, an apparent conflict of interest is one of which was a reasonable person would think that the professional judgment is likely to be compromised. It is an appearance of conflict, as opposed to an actual or potential conflict of which interest will be, we will explore. Conflict of interest, that's it. So it's just the appearance of it. Basically, it's two different things.
Two different things.
It's like they say to themselves, okay, this most likely is not going to look good if because I don't have a conflict, but it's not going to look good if we do this in this type of investigation. So let's not put ourselves in a position where later down the line we called that there was a conflict.
Correct.
And that's what the situation was. There wasn't a conflict. It wasn't like a conflict of interest would be like if Karen Reed's dad was investigating Karen Reed. That would be a conflict of interest. But like, for instance, let's say Higgins was investigating. Actually, that would not be a good example. What would be a good example of an appearance of conflict of interest? Would be like,
oh wow, no, it's still, yes, it's unethical, and there's still two different things. There's still a conflict itself is unethical. An appearance of conflict is not unethical. So again, you're arguing two different things there.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
You can argue with me all night about it, but you're still wrong. So.
Then there's also the fact that it would have been absolutely impossible for Michael Proctor to have submitted his days off in November for a schedule issued in the middle of December that guaranteed he would be the one assigned to a murder that didn't happen until January 29th.
Yes. By the way, I'm a professional. Those mean the same. Well, see, I don't see your qualifications because all I see is an avatar, and you don't want to hit the link to actually have a conversation. And I can't see your your resume or anything. So if we're going to make up things, I am actually a spy for the CIA and also a multi-billionaire by day. And I help Tony Stark once in a while to make his.
I work for the OGA. So
yeah, if we're going to make up qualifications for ourselves, well, why not? Can we all just agree we're just people that watch true crime, watch videos, and then we just give our opinions on cases, or our opinions based upon our layman understanding of the cases.
You know what the irony is?
We don't have to pretend that I'm a nurse or
a physician, i.e., not the same thing as the law. Sorry to tell you. Like
my personal irony here is the number of times my Mary yelled at me because I abstained from voting because of what I thought public perception might be based on my last name. Yeah. And me sharing the last name as a subcontractor is not a crime or unethical.
No,
sorry.
And physicians, their conflicts might be very different than we're talking about police. It's not the same thing. We're talking about the law. So whatever way physicians do conflicts and perceived conflicts is not the way the law does it. Sorry to tell you. It is not the same thing at all. What you do and what you do in a hospital or a doctor's office is not the same as what the law requires or doesn't require. It's not a thing. I know.
By the
they're-
way, can we, because I feel like I found this photo.
No one. I wish I'd be
Yeah.
on Karen's side if it was.
So
Yeah.
they were anyway, no one. So that's the thing. Whether they chose to not do the interviews or not, that was the point. It didn't matter one way or another because the state police take jurisdiction over homicides. Period.
Can we take an intermission just to laugh a little bit? I want to
Yeah.
laugh. Okay, so I mean, I looked at Aiden Kernan's Twitter, and I saw this, and it shows the glare and this lady, I don't know who the middle is, and
That's Rita.
and it says playing grab ass with him, and I look at Rita, and I'm thinking, where's his hand?
Nah. Playing grab ass.
Playing grab, and is this why she's like screaming to the sky?
Apparently, B Tim. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I swear to God, the jokes write themselves sometimes. Playing grab ass. And
I
you see her
mean,
screaming in the fucking void.
looks like grab ass to me. I'm just saying.
It looks like grab ass to me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Rita.
Oh, Rita. Who is
No,
Rita?
that's Rita's arm. We're talking about Will's arm. Where's Will's arm?
Well, Will's is right here, and then his arm's behind her. We don't see his arm. We don't
That's
see
what I'm saying.
the
Like,
arm.
where is his other arm?
We see both of Mr. Kearney's arms, but we don't see
dirty. Turdy, very dirty.
You know what's going on here? Glare, where's your arm? We need to know. We need to investigate this true crime case.
So crazy. Like, what in the heck?
See,
You're the vice president? Ooh, can I be the president? Me. I want to.
all right, let me see what his comments were today of the court case. Okay.
Nah, complete opposite of what really happened. That's what.
Wow. Alan Jackson, and he says a derogatory name of a veteran, to admit that the video jumped 10 seconds and the man appears who wasn't in the video before it emerges from the area of Karen Reed's broken taillight. He may have found the exact moment. Let me read it. The exact moment was able to break off more pieces of taillight with it without being seen. No, that doesn't make sense, sir. It's not the case.
See, I told you more additional. See,
Additional, right?
Additional. Let's see the next one. Okay, this video speaks for itself. Yes, that was his response.
Okay,
In
sure.
under 24 hours after seeing this video for the first time, Alan Jackson was able to see the top of Michael Proctor's head alone in close proximity to Karen Reed's broken taillight.
Do you see pieces falling on the ground? That's what Alan Jackson said. Just wondering. Do you see them? Are they on the ground? Yeah.
Let's see, but I don't even know if I know that's a head, but I don't know whose head that is, but whatever. I
It
mean,
doesn't really matter one way or another. Do you see broken pieces on the ground? Do you see them?
no.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's very hesitant to admit that the person heading towards the right rear taillight is marked prop because it's fact-based. And if I grabbed a random person and I says, hey, do you know who this person is? And you look at the blob on the circle here, you wouldn't be able to tell me.
half the audience thinks that's a person in an orange t-shirt. It's a dummy.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the next one. If you see me on TV, I'm sitting directly behind John O'Keefe's ex-girlfriend, Mary Beth whatever, who struck a motorcyclist. Well, it's like,
Oh my God.
like you're doxing
have
this
to.
lady, and then you're
Right.
bringing up her past, and then
You
you're like,
have to.
why do people consider me like an asshole? Well, these are the reasons why. You would be reporting on the case, and your reporting is fucking terribly biased.
Mhm.
Admits the ring camera footage shows movements of John O'Keefe's car after being hit. Lexus Juror 12, who was frequently dozens. Let's read this, guys.
Listen, so I know someone that's in the courtroom as a reporter, and he tells me that literally everything that they say is actually the opposite of what's
Yeah,
written.
I mean, like let's be real. He's saying who frequently dozes off, who looks at the ceiling when Adam Lally speaks, wrote with purpose in her notebook. Almost all the jurors wrote that down. I can tell you with certainty that there is no way this jury is going to convict Karen Reed. See, that's the dumbest statement you can ever say, because even me, I say there's a possibility Karen Reed can go.
There's
free.
always a possibility.
There's
You-
always a chance.
always a
Casey
chance.
Anthony, I
Yeah, there's-
never thought they would
Yeah.
pick her testimony over Dr. G's, and they did.
Mhm.
Like, it just seems like the disinformation this guy tweets is just amazing.
It's all
like this-
biased and it's
this-
all meant to like kiss Karen's ass so she'll talk to him. She sort of gave him a little bit of attention outside the courthouse, but you guys have to remember that's in public. So like she doesn't really have a choice in public. Behind closed doors, she will not answer his calls. She will not talk to him. She wants nothing to do with him. She thinks he's a piece of garbage. Like, but for all intents and purposes, outside in public, she sort of gives him that little bit of like, yep, here I am, sure, attention, so that he'll just go away. Like, it's that simple. Also, let me just shout out real quick, Chris, because Chris sent a $10 donation. So I just want to say thank you to Chris. And she said, thank you for your hard work and intelligent insight. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. If anybody else wants to do that, the Cash App and the Venmo is down there. I'll just put the little ticker on the bottom because it's way easier to leave that stupid thing there. I know it's small. I'm sorry. If you need the PayPal, just let me know and I'll put it in the chat. But thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. I mean, yeah, it's always a possibility. Always.
Oh.
You never know what a jury's going to do. You just don't.
Oh,
I don't think even Dr. Phil, when that's what he did for a living, I don't think ever gave 100% guarantee.
yeah.
He never
It's a
could have
very-
stayed in business if he did.
It's a very, because you don't know what the jury, I mean, like, let's be real. Let's be completely honest here. Most likely that jury is paying attention to social media.
Yeah.
That to me is 100% possibility. I don't
Oh,
think
absolutely.
none of them are not paying attention. I know they try to do it, but I guarantee you some of them are probably looking around.
Absolutely. 100%.
And-
I say that every morning. I don't believe none of them saw anything on the news and social media. Like, come on.
Yeah. Now,
Especially because I know like the age ranges of them and the sexes of them. So like, it just doesn't seem plausible to me.
like, and the situation I would say is that's why I say it's not 100% like this lady's going like is going to be convicted, because easily these people can just end up in a Twitter thing and listen to the Aiden Kearney and be like, oh, that makes so much sense. I love this guy, and just vote that she's not guilty and fall in
Right.
love with Karen Reed. That's just simple as that. I just know that that's how it goes. That happens a lot in a lot of trials.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunately, that's what you got to think about. But if Turtle Boy thinks there's no possibility for this lady to be convicted, I think he's not understanding the optics. The optics is Karen Reed is smiling and laughing while the jury is looking at her in weird moments. Like a weird moment let's go to Mass Hole Media. Have you ever heard of that? No.
Oh yeah, Kate.
Okay, so let's go to this video, this tweet right
And-
here. But I just want to show. I'll put it on the share screen, and then and then you'll see her react. You can talk while we don't need sound, but you could talk while I play it in the
Yeah.
background. You
I
go.
mean,
I-
she
I
just
was-
can't control her face.
Excuse me. I was
Yeah, look at that. Just disdain.
I was just gonna
Pure
say, real
disdain,
quick,
dude.
uh,
Go ahead, Brie.
what didn't Alan Jackson's name come from prosecuting someone whose first trial ended in a mistrial?
I think so. I think you're right.
Look at that. Look
Like,
at that.
She went
And this
from
is
pure
after-
disdain to laughing.
And this is right after John's bloody clothes were shown in the courtroom.
Yeah. Yep.
It's ghoulish. And the only
It
person that actually is not smiling, strangely enough, is Yannetti,
Yannetti.
because
Yeah.
he understands there's certain
gravity.
optics that you have to do. Yeah, but it's not gravity, it's optics. And it's bad optics that you got the parents of the victim, the dead
Yeah.
deceased officer in the background crying, and you are smiling and
Like it's a
having the
joke.
time of your life while the jury, like, you have to realize the way we're looking at it, we're pointed right where the jury is looking. So we're all
Right.
seeing, we are like the jury, we are seeing what the jury sees. And the jury is seeing all this shit. And it's the same thing that happened in a Dale Bell trial, I've heard, where the jury's just seen his reactions and stuff like that. And this is terrible optics. And no one tells this lady, no one tells Jackson that this is not good fucking optics. She's smiling again. This is after her boyfriend of 2 years' bloody clothes is being shown as evidence. And you got this guy who looks like he wants to cry every fucking day, the brother of John O'Keefe, sitting over there. And I just like, it's just crazy to me that no one thinks this is a good idea.
I tagged Julie from Court TV earlier because she had done this really good clip where she talks about the. Can you guys hear this?
To make sure that the homicide gets pinned on poor Karen. Give me a break. Did those three people also do a Jedi mind trick on poor Karen, forcing her to return to the scene of their staged crime and admit to hitting John? Never in all my years serving as a prosecuting attorney or covering crime cases as a news reporter have I ever seen a framing case where the person being framed solidifies their frame job with their own incriminating statements. Thankfully, the jury gets to use their common sense in deciding what happened to Officer John O'Keefe. And thankfully, those jurors will use logic in deciding who is really being framed.
This is
Now,
also
O'Keefe and his beautiful family get justice.
Like, you go, Julie. So I tagged her earlier in this, and I said, like, you preach, Julie. Like, you preach. Someone who has some sense. Like,
well, I think most of the mainstream media pretty much thinks she's guilty.
Quick
But they're
interruption.
not.
Am I back?
Yeah.
And do I sound normal?
Yeah.
Yes.
you sound normal.
Okay. Okay. Because my dog jumped on my mic and everything went really stupid. So
Now, are you sure? Well, is it Chloe?
Kiwi. No,
Oh,
Kiwi.
okay. We're gonna
Remember,
get
I got
the
yelled
figures.
at last night because her name's Kiwi.
Oh, God.
It's Chloe. You're hiding Chloe. But this would be a perfect thumbnail for also. Look at that
Yeah.
fucking face. And look at Yannetti looking down. And you got Jackson laughing it up with Karen Reed like ghouls.
And little. Yeah.
Like fucking ghouls, man. Like this is fucking weird. I've never seen it. I've only seen like psychotic people. Like the only time I've seen like a guy smiling at his own murder trial was like the guy who like defended himself when he ran into that parade of people.
Yeah, no shit.
That was the
Jarrell
only
Brooks.
guy. Jarrell Brooks. Yeah, that's the only guy. Like crazy people that usually smile at their own murder trials, or like Manson. Like I've never seen a sane person. I don't even think that Debell trial.
Phil
thing-
Spector.
Yeah, like
No sane person sits there and cheeses like that, dude. Like, dude, you're about to have a Hiroshima bomb dropped on you and you're cheesing. Explain it. Like, the hell?
well, I mean, I think the mainstream media knows what this is just a bullshit conspiracy theory, and it's great for ratings, and that's the truth. That's what it's about. It's not really about the quest for telling news, and it's been a problem with this country for a very long time, unfortunately, where the news is about money now, and so the news is skewed to like dramatization and just distorted reality. And unfortunately, the algorithm recommends videos that suits your bubble, your own little bubble of ideas. And it's getting to the point where people are brainwashed.
See, that's why I like search for other things. I'm like, let's go
Yeah.
look at some other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great that Julie's doing that, but what's Vinny doing? And
I know she
who's
commented
got
back to
more
me today and
ratings?
was like, "Thank you." She's followed me on Twitter, but she was like, "Thank you." Like, I mean, there's not many people covering it with the truth, and yeah, what the hell is Vinny doing? Like, and I think like
Well,
she can.
Vinny's got a YouTube channel. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I've read them, no one. I've read the stupid comments she's getting. They're ridiculous and dumb. Like,
Well, you
That's
know
why- I
what's
mean, let's be
awkward
real.
is that Vinnie Politan is now the middleman between the Glare and Bullhorn Betty.
Ugh.
Yeah, it
Oh
is.
my god. Oh my god. Who made this one?
I think that that person, this one,
Oh, yeah, I know her. Yeah, she's a very good friend of mine. Hilarious.
this is like the
Makes me
Last
crazy.
Supper. They need to make like the Last Supper.
Oh my
Like
god.
it's Karen Reed in the middle, right? Karen Reed in the middle, and you have all her apostles, and like he will be like, like Aiden would be Judas. Aiden would be Judas.
Hey, Judith.
Yeah, like Aiden would be Judas, and this guy would be like Paul, I guess. Like
Pretty
the
much.
like, and all these people would be on like the 12 apostles.
So funny.
The Claire would be one of the apostles too.
So freaking funny. I can't even. I mean, she makes some of the funniest videos. So I sent her my new intro earlier, and she was like, "Wait, Lisa, you made this by yourself?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "With no help?" I'm like, "Yeah." So your first time? I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, damn.
Look at this. Grabbing evidence of bloody clothes, and he's just like, well.
It's like, "Oh, can you read what's on the bag?"
He looks so awkward carrying the groceries, man. I mean,
It's just
the
weird.
evidence,
Like,
not
you're a
the
weirdo.
but yeah.
Put some gloves on. Jesus.
Yeah, well, you know how it is.
They already opened it, so it doesn't really matter. But I do think it was very impactful to watch Buchanan sit there, open them, hold them up to the jury. Like, that's got to stick with them, you know?
Like, if they don't, I mean, you remember the months of debates from people saying that it's impossible for the human body. I remember the Glare sat down in a live stream and said, it is impossible for human bone to break a taillight.
No, it's
And
not.
he was holding a taillight in his hand, and he was like, "This is impossible." And I'm just sitting here, and
Did
I'm
he break it? Did he, like,
No.
get it and break it? I would have
I
laughed.
kind
Well,
of would have.
I don't think he could punch polymer at, 30, 40 miles an hour.
Well, he couldn't punch at 228,750 pounds.
Frank made this?
No, this is that deduction person.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, he made this.
Pretty good.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I would have loved to have this like 5 fucking months ago. This would have
I
been
know.
amazing. This would
Yeah,
have
it's
been
pretty good.
amazing.
Shout out to Frank.
You know what I mean? But like, this gives you an idea of like most, like, look at this 6 foot arm. And then people are like, well, why didn't his lower body get injured? Well, maybe his
It did.
we don't know. Well, the thing is that we don't know about the medical examiner's report. We just know about the emergency room.
They
people.
know about 1.5 pages of 100-page ME report. And I say they as in the general public.
And what are they going to do when they find out that they're
going to be pissed.
They're going to sit there and be like, what the fuck? Because what people don't realize is that the EMT people, like the emergency people, are only there interested in saving his life. They're not there to check on his broken bones or anything.
No.
They're making sure they can try to save his life.
They're trying to get him to breathe again first, and then they would do all that after. First, they need him to be stable enough to do so. Like,
yes, Dietz was also another brilliant one about the taillight saying that. Yeah, I remember that one. She also was the one that said it was, pushing that it was dog bites as well.
The dog bite, dude.
The dog bite.
The motion for Monday is
seen-
to exclude the defense dog bite lady because it's just a person who worked in an ER and have seen a few hundred patients. They're not equipped or an expert of any kind on dog bites. And so the defense did not follow the rules of evidence and give all the stuff to the Commonwealth so they could be prepared for cross.
I think I'm going to change my opinion on that. I think, because I was thinking about they would limit her and let her through so a mistrial. But after thinking about it, with Yannetti basically stating they were not pursuing the dog biting theory, and all that, I think she might not let that lady come up, and I think she's going to make sure that they give the notes for the other people. Right. But I'm not sure and I think that she's probably going to give a jury instruction that they are not qualified in accident reconstruction. These are biomechanical.
That's exactly what she's going to have to do.
But I think she's going to probably throw that lady and not let that lady testify because in my mind,
the whole idea of human bodies can't break taillights is, it completely flies in the face of anyone who's ever had a raccoon disable their car or a bird break their headlight.
Right. Like, it's just silly. It's so silly. Like, come on now. Like, for me, like, some of these conspiracy theories are so out of the realm once you have the evidence in front of you that you're like, wait a second, this doesn't fit with this because of this. Like, it doesn't fit. And you can't just shove the puzzle piece in there to make it fit, dude. It just doesn't fit. And they just can't come to grips with the fact that some of these things that they've been saying for this long don't fit. Okay, they just don't. Instead, they just keep moving the goalposts. Well, can't listen to anything they say. They're all crap. Well, they all lied on the stand. What evidence? Like, that's a famous one. What evidence? All the evidence they've shown thus far, just because you don't want to believe it doesn't mean it's not there. It's there. Like, yes, human bodies absolutely can break taillights. Like,
Yes,
yeah, I mean, he
very
might eat it up
easily.
now, but what happens when Turtle Boy gets so jealous of him that he turns on him too? Because I'm gonna tell you, it's not an if, it's a when.
Yeah, I think they're gonna turn on him eventually, but we'll see what happens. I
Oh
mean,
no, he will. That's not an if. That's a when. That's a when. That's always a when because he can't control his ego and his narcissism and his need, and his want to be doing what they're doing. Unfortunately for him, it's his own fault that he's not. Court TV won't have him on because of his own actions, not anybody else's. His own. Like,
well, I mean, I think, you know, with the glare, I think he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall real hard. I think what's gonna happen is that people are gonna look him up. They're gonna do FOIA requests of him. They're gonna put that out, and it's gonna poison him when it comes to like other people wanting to be interacting with him.
yeah,
And I think there's going to be a fight over who gets subs. He's already picked Turtle Boy's side over Nick Rocco. And
yeah,
if
which
Nick
is
Rocco,
crazy.
you know, he's picked.
Which how does that make sense? Because how else did, like, in my eyes, the only way Will gets in that courthouse is with Nick Rocco's help.
Because of
Yeah.
Karen.
Because
Right.
of Karen. So
Right.
already, he's already picked the wrong side, in my opinion. He should have picked the Nick Rocco side because at least the Nick Rocco side is cleaner and he won't face possible felony charges. And now it's like, you know, you're hanging out with a guy who has 19 charges on his ass, and you're buddying up to Karen Reed. And I'm like, bro, these people are going to be investigated for more crimes. And I think that's a terrible idea. Like if I seen you on the front page of news and you are charged with 19 charges of witness intimidation, I'm not going to be anywhere near you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be anywhere near you on a photograph.
Right. Right. Absolutely not.
I did
Well,
see
that's
an
the excuse that they used. That's the excuse she used for quite some time, which is like, oh, I can't talk to you, Turtle Boy, because like you were just arrested.
No,
It's
the
just not a club.
pass,
Like,
the pass is worse than you think with the glare.
oh, I'm sure.
And once the FOIA request comes through and that shit gets plastered all over the place, it's not going to look good, and it's going to look bad for his base. And then what's going to happen is that when Aiden Kearney eventually fights with the glare, he's going to use that as ammunition against him,
And he will.
and that's just how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And what people don't realize, and then what's going to happen is that the glare is the only reason why people watch him is because Turtle Boy. And if Turtle Boy and all these turtle writers turn on him, and there's no Karen Reed, he has no core audience for himself anymore. His audience is fucking gone. He's burnt that bridge with the true crime community. There's a lot of people he burnt bridges with.
I did see an updated arrest list today for the impending FBI sting at the end of this.
Okay.
It's all of the witnesses for the prosecution.
Oh shoot.
The entire Canton State Police Department.
Oh shit.
The entire Massachusetts State Police Force.
Okay. The judge.
All of everyone who works in Morrissey's office, and Judge Canoni. Yes.
Oh, that makes sense. And did they say that they were going to declare a parade for Mr. Turtle Boy on the center street, like a parade for him in the glare, and they can just basically go about, and the turtle riders get like awards and stuff like that for saving America.
Now, saving America.
Governor Maury, is that her name?
Maura Healey.
Okay, Governor Healey. I believe that she might be added to the list soon because she was the Attorney General when it all started.
Attorney General, correct?
Yeah. I think the problem lies, and this is going to be a major problem for them, is he was in a car with Karen Reed, and I think that's going to form jealousy. And I think I would not want to be anywhere near Karen Reed. If I was a grifter and I just didn't care about telling the truth, and I was just like, man, I want to make a lot of money, I would have more common sense to be in the same room with these people. I would be on the internet talking and smiling. So it is what it is.
It is weird. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know whose fucking horses, but
well, you know what, Laura Lee, just like all gods, eventually the people that worship them come after them. It's just how it is. It's just that's just how it is. And eventually Karen Reed is going to be thrown to the ground. I mean, I've seen it with the Sebastian Rogers case. Everyone was saying Seth is the greatest, and now literally people are thinking that they framed his own kidnapping of his son or something. It's fucking wild. Yeah, it's just how it is. But anyway, guys, I got to skedaddle. I got work. You guys have a good one.
All right. Thanks, B. Tim, for stopping by.
No problem. Bye.
Night, B. Tim. I love you.
What do you need, baby? What do you need?
I said it after he left, so he couldn't dispute it.
Give me 1 second. Let me walk my little one to the bathroom. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Because you're interrupting me, and you know you shouldn't. What do you want? Oh, hurry up.
Oh, no one. I do.
Even
I
though every light is
remember
on, she
them
gets
singing
afraid
"Happy
of the light.
Birthday."
She gets afraid of the light. She gets afraid
No
of the
one
dark.
just asking if remember the nightmare of them singing "Happy Birthday" to her on the courthouse steps.
Oh,
Yes,
for the
I
love
do.
of
That was
God,
so
yeah.
cringe. Oh my God.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So crazy. Like so fucking crazy. Like I just can't. Good evening. Good evening. Also, I will remind y'all that we are a small channel. So if you can, that's the information for donations. We do have a PayPal. If you need it, let us know. Thank you again, Chris, for the donation.
Now, no
earlier. I
one's
appreciate
calling
you.
me Halliburton.
Halliburton.
No one's calling me Halliburton. Yes. I'm gonna pop down and right back up real quick because we got a little bit of lag. So I'm gonna
go right ahead.
recycle real quick to fix it.
Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. So, I mean, I find that funny. But yes, I do. I think he has a very big problem with the Claire being in the inner circle. What do you think he freaked out on Nick Rocco for? Was making it onto TV. Like that's literally how. Like that's literally how. Like that it was just pure and utter jealousy. Pure jealousy. That's literally all it was about. Nothing more, nothing less. And anybody who thought it was more or less would be dead wrong. Like he might make it sound like it. He might try to backpedal like, "Oh, I didn't threaten them." Almost every single person he's attacked, he behind closed doors threatens first. So don't believe his bullshit of that's not what I was saying. Yeah, no, that's what he was saying. And there's plenty of people that can confirm that. So
Okay, let's see if it's still there.
yeah. I mean,
Okay. Can you
I
hear
don't
me?
know. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't think
Okay, good.
I mean, I don't think so. I honestly think that like he's going to turn on him very quickly. I've seen it happen a billion times. I've seen exactly the way he works. And eventually he'll start little dog whistles by like making little comments about Will. And he'll make like little comments here or there that like nobody really pays attention to. And then he'll make more and more until he's ready to like attack, full-fledged attack. There's something that will set him off to the point where he'll just go in for it. Like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if no, I did not watch that video. No. I mean, isn't that the person that puts out like ridiculous stuff about the conspiracy? Like, or is that I know there's two Aussie people on Twitter that I know of. One of them
I think it's the one it's like about yesterday. They were accusing Lolly of trying to gaslight the defense.
Oh yeah, that's BS. Freaking gas. Who do you gaslight? Like who? Who do you gaslight? There's no gaslighting here. Like,
I guess he was trying to make them think he gave it to them, but he didn't really, even though Judge
I love
Cannoni
these
said
people.
he did.
Hey, smart person. I'm streaming on 3 platforms. There's actually 212 people watching currently because I'm on 3 platforms. So if you're going to troll, right, learn how to troll first and actually be an accurate troll. Just say it. Now there's 215 people. So bye. Even with you gone. So look at that. Like, I love when people don't even know how to troll. Like, dude, if you're going to troll, right, the number on your screen isn't the total number of people watching. The total number of people watching is at the top of my screen right here, which I'll gladly take a screenshot of right now because I'm streaming on 3 platforms. And most of you are watching on X, believe it or not. Most of you are watching on Twitter. So I can't. Like, I literally can't. Like, if you guys are going to troll, be right when you're trolling, at least. Otherwise, I'm just going to point and laugh at you, and you just wasted your finger push-ups. Like, I did see it. Yeah, I did. Like, somebody sent me a screenshot. Like, what? Like, what? Yeah, well, that's the thing. If he starts outshining him, that's where it'll come into play, right? He's outshining. He doesn't like that. Like, doesn't like it. Yeah, so I love when like people come into my chat like that kind of like troll right there, and he's like, oh, I'm watching on like whatever he was watching on YouTube, and there's only 29 people watching. Nope, there's 218, 19 people watching total, actually, troll. So like, please take your trolling elsewhere. We don't do that here.
I'm going to
but they are
put
fun.
Kiwi to bed. Be back in just a second.
Yep. Or they do this thing where they like to call everyone else a grifter or a scammer or a criminal, like all the same things they say all the time, which is funny because like if you're going to grift, you have to go where the money is, right? Like where the money is free Karen Reed. So I could have just kept screaming free Karen Reed until the cows came home and keep letting my numbers go up and keep having the donations go up. Like, no, mine went down when I started telling the truth, way down. So I'm not gaining anything. I'm losing, if anything. So I find it funny when they come and they troll like that. Like, please use one of the brain cells you have left in life. Just one, just a half of one. Like
You're grifting for less money and followers than you had before. How dare you?
How dare I? God damn it. No, I cannot. I was at the courthouse twice over the summer of last year. And I will tell you that there was twice as many people at the summer last year than there is now, which means people that bought the conspiracy theory back then don't now. Like, and I know of at least 30 people that I knew of that bought it back then that don't now. So like the numbers didn't go up on the people from mass that did believe it. It went down. Like you might get a few people from outside the state screaming it on the internet, but most of the people who believed it last year, there's a big portion of them who no longer believe it after the evidence came out and can't in good conscience go there or say free Karen Reed. They just don't say anything because they don't want to be attacked. They don't want to be mobbed. They don't want to be, their jobs called in their kids' schools and the text messages and the calls and the emails and the, Facebook message, like the whole shebang, dude. Like people just don't want to deal with that. It comes at a great cost for you to speak up and talk the truth. I mean, even poor Julie from Court TV is dealing with it now. Like like if you have the balls to stand up to him, to Aiden, or to stand up for what you believe is right, if you're throwing a bunch of evidence and you can clearly prove with the evidence that you have that there's no conspiracy and you're willing to say so, then you are a target. And most people don't want to deal with that. Like most people don't want to deal with it. Most people are like, you know what? F this. It's not worth it. I'm going to lose money. I'm going to lose followers. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills because this is my extra income. I'm not going to be able to have my followers follow me because all these crazy people are going to tell them not to. Like, then they're going to call my real life job. Then they're going to like, so people are just like, no, they want no part of it. They want no part of it. Like they just won't say anything anymore because instead of like supporting Karen, which they did before, they just stopped. They just stopped completely. And then they come to me and they're like, Lise, I support you, but I will not say anything like publicly because I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid. There's still people that he's literally still threatening. Still. Like still. It's a crime. And he's still doing it. Like
I have a question that I wanted your take on.
protesting, no. I'll answer that. Protesting, no. Covering, yes. I covered the trial. I didn't carry signs or scream at the witnesses. I went to the outside of the courthouse. The outside. So, yep, you could have seen me there at the outside, but for me, like I was covering this thing that I thought that was an injustice, right? Like I thought, wow, if this girl's innocent, like we got a problem here. But that was long before we had what we have now. Most of the evidence that we can look to disprove this conspiracy theory didn't come out until the end of November, December, which is when it got dropped on my lap when I had pneumonia. I was sick for 6 weeks. Poor Mary had to hear me hack up a lung on the phone every day. I couldn't do live streams because I could barely talk without hacking up a lung like every couple minutes. It was terrible. I was so sick. Go ahead. What's the question?
Okay. So yesterday I was asking you, why do you think Jackson is pushing so hard to get the evidence login with the wrong witnesses? Do you think it was possible he did that? Well, I mean, obviously he did that knowing he was going to be objected to and it was going to be sustained because
Right.
it's hearsay. It's not happening.
Yep.
I was actually surprised that they did let Yuri testify to Michael Proctor's signature, but I bet she only did that because he's his supervisor and should know what his signature looks like. But is it possible that they were hedging their bets that Michael Proctor wasn't going to be able to testify?
No, because maybe, I don't know, because as I know it, they've known the entire time he's going to testify the prosecution. So I don't know where, like, the other side of this Karen Reed circus decided they were going to get their information of he's not going to testify, or he's only going to testify for the defense. I've said on the show every single fucking day, yes, he is. They're wrong. Yes, he is.
Right, right. Knew he was on the witness list, but
Right.
if there was something going on in the background that they thought was going to keep him off the stand and then it didn't?
Maybe. I don't think so, though. From my knowledge, no. There's nothing that they would have thought like that.
So do you think they're just trying to poison the well before he gets up there?
Yeah.
And
I think
make it look like everybody else has been covering for him?
Yeah, that everyone else is covering for Trooper Proctor. It's Trooper Proctor that did this. Trooper Proctor that did that. It's Trooper Proctor, Trooper Proctor, Trooper Proctor. Like, that's what they're getting to. Is Trooper Proctor was the one who is the bad man. He's a bad tisk, bad man, bad man. I'll take something no one ever said for 7,000, Alex. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I wish they would be too, but like, I can't. I understand why they don't. It takes a toll, a human toll. Like, like this, you see me here, like this, like, it takes a real life emotional and mental toll on you as a human being. And I wouldn't want to deal with it if I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. Right. But like, again, that has to be a decision each individual person makes, like what's best for them, what's best for their family. Like, I just refuse to be somebody who will be bullied and silenced. I've never been that person. That is why I've done volunteer advocacy for 18 years, unpaid volunteer advocacy. Like, that is why I've done it for 18 years. Like, I'm unpaid. There's a reason. You know what I mean? I've never been a person who's going to allow someone to bully me or silence me ever in life.
That's true. No one. Repetition is a huge part of propaganda. You repeat a lie often enough, it makes it true. And a lie will travel around the world 1,000 times before the truth gets out of bed.
Right. You got this for 2 seconds so I can help my little one.
Okay. Oh, I agree, Hillbilly. I think Aiden's whole presence in that courtroom is to try to keep making the witnesses nervous. And it worked. Was it Allie McCabe that kept glancing over at him when he came in on her cross-examination that one morning before he got booted? The jury actually saw witness intimidation happening right in front of them. If they caught on to what was happening, I don't know if they did or not. Was it Mark Twain who said that? I think I just saw it. I think I heard B. Tim say it just the other day. Is why it was fresh in my mind. That would not normally be something I would quote. So I stole it from B. Tim.
Yeah. Hey, B. Tim's got some good zingers. He's got some good. I love B. Tim. I just always love to hear his insight. I really do.
He's a smart cookie.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like, that's just insane to me. And so many people's lives have been affected by this. The witnesses, obviously very impacted, but you have to think of all of the other people who have been impacted by this. It's not just the witnesses. Any person like myself or like Aiden's ex, Lindsay, she was brave enough to tell the truth about him. And look what she's gotten for that. Lies, and multiple people lying about her on a daily basis, putting her and her children in danger on a daily basis. Him lying through his teeth. It's everybody but me, he says. She's the liar. She's the liar. Except none of that is true. He knows it for a fact, and he knows that all of the evidence at his own trial is going to bury him, and it's also going to show the world all the things he's been lying about when it comes to that situation as well. Like, why is that fair that people like Lindsay have to live like this and deal with these people when they've done nothing but be brave enough to tell the truth? Like, this is people's real lives that have been altered in a way that should have never happened because of this case and this man. Like, he belongs in jail for the rest of his life, or hit by a train and become a paraplegic, like my friend says, where he can only, you can only use a straw to press buttons for the internet, and he can never use his dick again. Like,
I
mean, he
do
lives in the-
like the point that Tim makes, that he is facing more years than she is.
Mhm. Yeah, he is. Yep. He is. That's sad, right? He is. I actually do have a shirt, but I made it myself, Mary. I made it myself. We're going to have a burn party with those. Like, Mary lives here in Mass. Yes, she lives not that far from me. I don't live in the same town, but she lives not far from me. Yeah, no, so yeah, they like to see Karen Reed's from Mansfield. She's not. She has a house in Mansfield. She's actually from Taunton. Grew up in Taunton. She bought a house in Mansfield however many years ago, but she's not from Mansfield. Yeah, repetition. If they keep saying it enough times, right, it'll magically become truth. Like, and that's like sort of something that TV's been doing for years. If he just keeps repeating the lie over and over and over, his viewers will believe it. And that's what happens, is he just repeats it over and over and over and over and over until it becomes truth to them. And they state it as if it's a fact when it's not. Like, and yeah, it is an intimidation. It's an intimidation to the witnesses and to anybody who dares speak out. Anyone who dares. Unfortunately for him, it's not working with this group of people. Now is it? Like, yeah,
See, Laura,
I mean, they do.
Laura, I had never heard of Turtle Boy, had no idea such a thing existed till he showed up at Will's the first time. And
Yeah.
I was like, I made it like 10 or 15 minutes in, and I was like, I don't understand why he's interviewing like the male version of Betty. And I left. It didn't make any sense. And that was the only thought I gave to it. And then the next time I heard his name was the day we found out what he did to Lindsay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have been against him ever since.
Yeah. I mean, you can hear the gaslighting in that audio that he altered of him. That's pure abuse, mental and emotional abuse. That's exactly what that is. I can recognize it anywhere. I'm a survivor of abuse. Like, it took me 10 seconds to recognize that's exactly what was happening. Oh, I have the accent. It's when I'm mad, it comes out more. Like, it's stronger when I'm angry. Oh, believe me, the people in Florida, like, can you say that again? Can you say that again?
The things that he said to her, the things that he has done to her, the things that he showed on his stream when he got a hold of her phone.
Oh, that he keeps doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's just disgusting, vile.
Queen went back and edited her stream.
Yeah.
Because she was like, oh my God, what is that?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, what?
It's bad.
Like,
it's bad.
It's horrendous. Everything he does just makes me despise him more. And people that I thought
I mean, I didn't really know about, like, I knew like the name, but I didn't know like his past or anything about like him specifically. I followed the case before him, actually. It was something I happened to see on the news with my husband, and I said, wow, that's really strange. Like, that's a strange story. Like, that, I want to know more about that. That's something I want to know more about. And so I sort of just followed it, like little clips that they had on the news here and there. And then when there wasn't anything left, he was the only person talking about it. So that's where I had to go. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is bad. Like, this is, I mean, but again, we didn't have all the evidence, right? Like, that we have now. And I didn't know shit about him. And then once he had started attacking me because I didn't lie for him at the Halloween party, And then he lied to the world and made it seem like I did something so bad and personal to him when in reality, I just didn't lie for him. And I told the truth when asked a question because I didn't know I was supposed to lie for him. And he's not my friend, so why would I? But I also didn't know I was supposed to. I literally thought she was asking me because she knew. Like, why else would she have been asking, right? So, but she didn't. And so he got caught lying to multiple women. And so it's like, not with that, with your own. So like for me, it's like, then use the one orange one. That it's like, oh yeah, you missed that part. You know, I'm a scammer, I'm a grifter. Like he made up so much bullshit. Like I did 150-50 for Karen, 150-50 for Janelle, the dispatcher. And then I did a raffle basket, which Janelle won. The story has evolved into none of the stuff went where it was supposed to, which you can literally check. Not only did I post screenshots, but you can like check Karen's thing from back then. Like the donation is there. The donation for Janelle is there. Also, I did not have to do a 50-50 for anyone. I didn't have to split my own donations with anyone. I was doing it out of the kindness of my fucking heart. And I raised the money doing the raffle for my husband to be able to play at the Soft World Series in Florida last year because he fucking earned it. Like he earned it. He put in so much work to get there, and they finally got to Worlds. And it was also the week of his birthday, which was just like amazing that it was. But like, yeah, so that turned into like everything's a scam and a grift, even though like everything I've ever done is completely transparent. I say why I'm doing it, why, what it's for. Like, no, it's not, Riley. So like, you know, of course it's like he turned everything and anything he could into this big giant lie and then flipped it. Like, oh, she's a bad person. She's like, use my old criminal record from when I was like 19. Like I never kept from my audience that I've been sober 16 years. So yes, no shocker. I have an old criminal record. Like, so it's like not big at all. And it's a bunch of stupid shit. I had it sealed years ago and I've been sober for 16 years. So again, like he just uses shit to like make everybody quote unquote bad people, you know, like when he wants to attack them.
It's crazy.
Sorry, my little one thinks it's time to go through all my makeup and use it, and it's not. So,
Oh,
nope,
yeah.
you can use one orange palette. That's it.
Grand Queen likes to do that too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Getting mommy's makeup.
Oh, that's nice. You know, I hate to think that that's our new journalism, you know? Like, I really hate to think that that's it because I like journalism and I like citizen journalism. And I think it's important that citizens cover things that are not what normal people, like the normal mainstream media cover.
I even believe in the promise of LawTube. I want to go back to where we were the summer of 2022 when they
Right.
were the world's eye in the courtroom so we could hear the evidence for ourselves.
Right.
And
Right.
we weren't allowed to toss conspiracy theories around openly in chat rooms.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What pissed me off too about that, Chris, is like he kept talking about this quote unquote voicemail that Aiden was going to let him play. Oh, you just give me the word and I'll do it. Blah, blah, blah. What he didn't realize was it wasn't a voicemail. It was a wiretapped phone call. And we knew that because we had the version of it that he wiretapped. So it was a wiretapped, illegally recorded phone call that he was calling a voicemail that he altered in whatever way to take himself out of to make it seem like she just left some crazy voicemail when in reality she was talking to him. Like, I'm sorry, but like, that's a charge. Now, let me tell you, Aiden didn't care whether you got charged or not. He was still going to give you that quote unquote voicemail until somebody told him, like, hey, we know that's not a voicemail. We know it's a wiretap phone call, sir. So you might want to not play it unless you want to get arrested. So it's like,
and he would have gone right into the lion's mouth willingly. He
listen,
wouldn't have
I
even
asked
questioned
someone
it.
because I felt bad. I asked someone to send a message to Will that, sir, it's not a voicemail. It's a wiretap phone call. So I suggest if you do get your hands on it, that you might want to think twice before playing it because then you're an accessory and you've been told. So now you know, right? So like, it was never played, but like that's what was happening before anybody intervened to say, hey, like we know, like it's not a voicemail, it's a wiretapped phone call. Like you want another wiretapping charge, go ahead and let someone else play it. You've not only disseminated wiretapping now, but now that person is an accessory. That's how little he cares about anyone else. He doesn't care if he gets you arrested for it. As long as you will hide his dirt by playing it and make someone else look bad, that's all he cares about. It's all he wants. Yeah, I mean, I believe she is, the one that got him kicked out. That's why he's so angry, right? Like, that's why he's so upset and angry. Like, oh God, yeah, don't even get me started. Like, it's constant. It's constant with my little. She just loves it. She's a diva. We did wacky day today, so we did her eyes in 2 different colors and one pigtail and one and the other half down, and clothes that didn't match, socks that didn't match. So we did that. Was wacky day today. Well, that's another thing. He's been doing that for years, and then all trying to claim he's a family man, who's a husband, and not once has he ever stayed faithful to his wife. Not ever. Not once. Not ever. Like, like, come on. Yeah, separated. He was never separated. FYI, he was never separated. Maybe in his mind he was, but surely not in his wife's, which is why she threw him out after he got out of jail. Like,
I hate
mean,
to abandon you, but
that's okay.
I stayed up way too late with Queen and beat him and everybody last night.
Yeah,
So
no,
I have
go for it.
got to go to bed. I will
You go,
be in
girl.
chat listening.
Okay,
And
sounds
I will
good.
see you
Tomorrow,
Monday,
sometime.
tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow sometime. And then I'll
Yeah,
catch
I'll be
you
on tomorrow
Monday
sometime,
morning.
but court Monday. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, people do get their news more from social media than mainstream, and it's kind of sad, but at the same time, mainstream media won't cover certain things. No, honey, they're not. They won't cover certain things. That's the problem. Like, they won't. They just won't cover certain things. And so it's like, it's up to us as citizens to cover the things that they won't, because otherwise it stays buried. And I believe that we have that responsibility, but we also have the responsibility of correcting things that we get that are wrong. Because even the mainstream media gets things wrong right away. Like how many fatalities in a shooting, or how many people injured, or like they're getting different numbers from everywhere. It's all just sources. And sometimes you get it wrong, but it's your job to get back on there and decide that you're going to say, you know what, I was wrong. That was wrong. Like, I got bad information somehow, so let's correct it. Like, I feel like if that's my responsibility, like, even if I have to take a hit for it, which I have, like, yes, he was. I went back to watch some of it. Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it's sad though. To me, like, it's not just like, yes, it fits into my schedule as like a job because I'm a mom and I'm a disabled mom at that. But for me, I started my channel because I have a friend that's missing, and he's been missing since 2006. And I did his story already, and I'll continue to do it. I'll do it again and again and again. His name's Miguel Olivares, and he went missing from Portland, Maine at the time. He was my roommate's boyfriend, and he lived with us, so he was also my roommate. And we worked at a strip club. Yes, I said we. I was not up there that weekend, but she was in Maine. I was very young at the time, 18, 19. And he went there and then was sort of just hovering over her so much that she couldn't work. And so the club asked him to leave, and he left with someone supposedly to get some drugs. And he never was seen ever again. And that was Portland, Maine. And he's from Hyde Park, Massachusetts. So his mother, Myrna, she has been trying to get the word out for as long as humanly possible to find her son. Like, Miguel needs to be found. He wasn't just somebody who had a drug problem. He had a beautiful heart, and he was a beautiful person. And I remember when I was pregnant, like, even if they had already made dinner, I'd come home after like a long day, and I worked with Babies R Us too. Being on my feet all day, and like he would like, no, sit down, I'll make you dinner. Like, he had a son with special needs. Like, he had such a good heart. He was a good person at heart, and the people that he cared about deeply. And we need to find him. He needs to be found. My friend's mother has been missing for years. For years. Sandra has been missing for years from Hanson, Massachusetts. Since before the pandemic, 2019, I believe. It was before the pandemic. I went to school with her daughter, Lena, and nobody knows where she is. There are no clues as to where she went. She needs to be found. Lena needs to be able to lay her mother to rest. And those boys need to have a place to talk to their grandma. Like, that's why I started my channel, to hopefully jog some memories. Maybe somebody somewhere will hear this and remember something about these people or these cases. And they'll say, crap, I heard something about that. Or crap, maybe I did see something that I think is insignificant that could be very significant, even if it's the smallest thing and you think it doesn't matter. It might matter. It might crack the case. Like, you know? Yeah, I know. I don't know why. 1150. Crazy to me. Crazy to me. 1150. Like, come on, Bev. You're killing us. You're literally killing us with this 1150 bullshit. Like, figured she'd go to at least one. Like, come on, dude. Like, and all these days off, Tuesday, now Friday, then another Tuesday. Like, come on, dude. This is a little crazy. Like, we need to get this over. And then she's talking about the last week in June. Like, come on, dude. We need this over and done with. I know it's slow, but geez. Yeah. It definitely does have a trickle down effect. Yeah, it does. Yep. Well, we don't know that. We don't know if it was a drug deal gone wrong. He just never returned. And they cannot identify the person that he left with. And the cameras back in 2006 were very grainy and very small. So you can't see much. All you can see is he leaves with someone else, some other male, and that's it. I want a baby quail. My friend has a pig. Okay. She doesn't live in state, but she has a pig, and his name, you're going to love this. Kevin Bacon. His name's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Kevin Bacon. It's the cutest little piggy I ever did see in my life. I'm jealous because he's adorable.
I want to see the pig.
I've shown you pictures of the pig before.
Can I see it?
Yeah, I'll show you later. Not right now. I'm not going to find it right now. But he's a cute little piggy. That's for sure. Adorable. Yeah, it does. It does affect the momentum. It absolutely does. Like, yeah, and you don't want that either. You don't want the jury to get confused. You don't want the jury to get bored. Like, you don't, I mean, but it was smart of Lally to wait until the very end to throw all the evidence in there and not do it at the very beginning, because it would have been at the way back of their mind by the time the defense started their case, right? Like, and the defense is not going to last anywhere near as long as the prosecution, not by a freaking long shot, not by a long shot.
I want to do some.
And I just want to express my thanks to you again, Chris. I appreciate your $10 donation. It means the world to me. Even the little donations from people, like, it keeps my small channel running. You know, like, there are costs associated with just running it, so I got to cover costs and then try to make something on top of that. So it's not that easy. You know what I mean? Like, I had to pay for the software to try to make the intro, which, by the way, I will again pat myself on the back, because for somebody who made a first time video for an intro, I'm going to think that it's pretty good. You guys can tell me, but I think it's pretty good. For someone who's never made one before and never worked with that software, I had to learn how to use the damn software and then make that intro myself. So I think I did pretty good. My PayPal, I will put it in the chat. It's my old business PayPal because the turtle douches kind of fucked up my regular personal one. So like, I don't know if it charges me like $1 something fee or you guys, I don't know. I have no idea. I've only used it recently.
Mama, can I use your golden lip gloss?
What, my golden lip gloss? Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, the first, I would have loved to be a judge or a prosecutor or even a criminal defense attorney. Any of those things. My life didn't go that way. But I knew I've been a witness twice in cases. The first one starting when I was either 11 or 12. I think it was 11 at the time. I think I was 11. But I knew right then and there, sitting on that stand, being cross-examined, that this was something that I wanted to do. And since I was 11, I have been studying the law relentlessly since then. I've taken the mock bar exam so many times I can't even count anymore. I was monetized, Chris. Isn't that amazing? I was already monetized. And one of the turtle douches reported my thing. So I had to send a 5-minute video to YouTube about why they need to reverse their dumb decision. And yeah, so I have to wait for them to, because it's so basically my monetization is on pause right now. I don't not have it. I have it. It's just on pause because of that. So, yeah, so I'm just waiting for them to like watch the stupid 5-minute video in reverse. But they say they can take up to 2 weeks, and it just happened the other day. So,
Is this it?
I am actually monetized. It's
Is
just
this
paused at the moment, which means the
Is this
whopping $50 that's in my account I can't touch because it's paused. Plus, you have to get to 100 on like that anyway before they pay out, and they pay out once a month, which is ridiculous. Like, thanks YouTube, you guys are, and they take a cut, of course, because they're just so kind with that. Like, which is why it's really better for people to use Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal anyway, because then they don't get to take a ridiculous cut of it and play games with your monetization for no reason other than someone pressed a button. Like I'm sorry, but they need to have humans that actually look through this stuff and not just, people pressing a button. So it's just ridiculous, utterly ridiculous.
Is this
And
it?
I'm gonna finish. Me and Heels decided that we were gonna, start streaming the trial together. Together, and so I'm gonna finish it in her honor. With all the people that we started with, me, Voices, Kathy, BT, like we all started together to streaming it, and like because I talked about it with Voices, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. And then she passed, and so in her honor, we're gonna keep covering this every day, and every day I cover that trial while it's happening is in honor of her because I know she's up there watching us. I know. I don't know who. How's who doing? I'm in touch with most people. I don't know who though. Who you mean? You mean Lindsay? One of my bestest friends.
Lindsay?
Right? I mean, I didn't have a choice really. Like, my oldest daughter has a very rare disease. Less than 177 people on planet Earth have what she has, and it's terminal. Problem is we don't know how much time. She could have a day, or she could have 50 years. Her disease is so rare that we don't really know. There was a 16-year-old girl that died from her disease a couple of years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, and there was a 36-year-old man. So it's like every person with her disease has like different things wrong with them. And so you just don't know, right? There's just no known because it's so rare. Nobody knows. So like I could have 50 years with her left. I don't know, but she's a lot of chronic pain. She uses her wheelchair sometimes. She has arthritis everywhere, every joint in her body. She's got uveitis, which has made her go blind in both eyes now. First it was one eye, then it was the other. And the problem is they can't do any sort of surgery unless she stays inflammation free for 6 months. And that's never happened a day in her life. So, this probably won't be reversed. The blindness probably will never be, it definitely won't in one eye. We tried that long ago with a surgery and it didn't work. But with the other one, unless she's inflammation free for 6 months, but she also goes through issues with heart, lymph nodes. She's lost most of her hair now. During COVID, she had to take a chemotherapy drug, not for cancer, but it was for her disease. And the school gave us a hard time. Can you imagine that? The school gave us a hard time. She was in high school then, and they gave us a hard time about her going to school when she needed remote because it was during COVID. It was 2021, and she has an autoimmune disease. So she had like no immune system whatsoever. She's 19. She'll be 20. She'll be 20 soon.
When's her
But so
birthday?
it's just, I mean, she is a spunky, smart, amazing kid. I'll tell you that much. She is very smart. She's sarcastic like me, smart, spunky. She does what she wants to do, and she doesn't let her disability stop her. And I'm one proud mama when it comes to her. So, she teaches me things sometimes. Like even she teaches me as a mom. Like, so,
Let me tell you something.
there are no adequate words, but she's a great big sister to her sisters. She's a great big
Hello.
sister, even though my middle looks like the older sister.
Because she's taller.
Because she's taller. But Shauna is the oldest. She has short stature, which is caused by her disease. So it's not that she's like little people short, but she's short. Like she looks like she's the size of maybe, I'd say like a 12-year-old, around 12, and she's 19. Height and weight wise. So she's got like a G tube. She gets extra feedings because her body burns off more than she can even eat. So she can eat 5 burgers and it still burns off more. So at night, The G-tube feeding gives her more nutrients that her body is burning off twice as much from the arthritis. But other than that, she has a boyfriend, and
It's fruit snack bestie.
yeah, she calls him fruit snack bestie because he buys her those big bags of fruit snacks. But yeah, so she, she does everything that a normal person would do. She just has to modify it. But she's a smart kid, and she has high goals. And I told her, listen, if people with no legs can run marathons, then you can do anything in this world. Anything. She trained her first service dog, because she has two. But her first service dog is the German Shepherd,
Which is Maui.
And then we have Aurora. She trained Aurora from puppy all the way to now. So Aurora will bark when your blood pressure goes down and up. She will open doors. She will close doors. She will pick things up and bring them to you. She will sit next to you and bark if she feels like you're having anxiety, panic. But she does so many different tasks. And my daughter is the one who taught her all of it. She trained her own service animal, because otherwise it was going to be like $30,000 for a trained service animal, and it's more now. It was like $30,000 back then, and obviously we did not have $30,000. She needed a service animal, and it needed to be a bigger dog because of her arthritis in case she falls. And she spent the time to train her service animals herself. Like, that's one smart kid, right? Like,
And that's Phantom.
they know. My kids know. I don't keep secrets from my kids. They know. I have like I said, two teens. One's 19, one's 14. They know. My little, she's here. She's 6, so she's some idea, but not, she's only 6. So
My birthday's November.
your birthday
21st.
is, yes, in November. Yep. Just like mummy's.
Why are you doing shh to me?
You don't tell everybody your birthday. You don't tell strangers your birthday, you weirdo. Why do you have that on your nose? Oh my God, if you guys could see her right now. Oh my God, if you could see her. I mean, yes. Yeah, listen, Aurora is one amazing dog. So when Riley was a baby, when she was a baby, all the way, until now, when Aurora is like near her, she will literally sit on the end of the couch and snuggle up to Riley, like right to her feet, next to her head, next to her, like next to the couch or on the couch. Like, it's like she's watching her little human, like,
Or like her little sister.
Yep, or like her little sister. So she is a love bug, and she's a very smart husky. And also, my daughter picked her specifically because Aurora has one blue eye and one brown eye, and my daughter picked her because she was different like her. Oh, they're not home right now, or I would. They're not home. Sean is out with her boyfriend, so they're not. Yeah, they're not home. But she's got one brown eye and one blue eye. And so my daughter picked her because she said, she's different like me, Mom. That's why I picked her, because she's different. And I just love that. I love that. I love everything about that. Funny enough, when I was a kid and I was allowed to get a kitten or a dog as a kid, I always picked the runt. Funny enough, the runt would always be the best one of the entire litter, whether it was dog or cat. And so from then on, I always just picked the runt, the different one of the litter. Like whether it was size, color, like I just wanted the one that was different than the rest. And it's never failed me thus far. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty stinking good. Bless you. Jeez Louise. Oh, man. Well, it's getting late. So we're going to wrap this up. I am going to play the intro again because it's going to be my outro tonight. Because I'm so proud of it. All right.
Creepy crawly.
My creepy crawly. Yeah, she calls it my creepy crawly.
Because it's creepy. Just kidding. It's
but please share, please like, please comment. All that stuff helps the algorithm sort of push it out to get everybody else who's not seen my stream to see my stream. If you can, the donation information is on the bottom, and I put my PayPal in the comment, so it's in there. I appreciate you all. Appreciate you, Chris. Thank you so much for the dono earlier. And I will be streaming tomorrow. So all 241 of you that are watching, you can catch me tomorrow morning at some point. I'm not sure what time. It'll be later than normal. It won't be 9 o'clock because it's Friday and we don't have court. So it'll probably be around 11-ish instead of 9 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm in Massachusetts. Remember that. So it'll be Eastern Standard Time. that I will be on. So I love you all so much. If you're catching on a replay and you donate, I will read it on the next one, obviously, like I always do. Thank you guys. I love you guys. And I hope you enjoy my outro / intro, because I got to make the part for the outro, but enjoy this before we go.